I played 100 games of public lobbies and Among Us, and this is what I found out.
I hate pickles.
Jack puts this one by Max, past Colin, and Blue by Max goes up for the sling. Hi everyone, welcome back to another Jacko the Soccer Bro video, and like I said, I played 100 games of Among Us in public lobbies, and I found out these things. So, and yeah, I apologize for the month that it's been since I've uploaded a video. This video took forever to make. I don't think I'm ever going to play the game again after this in a public lobby. The people need to know which colors are imposter the most times, which colors are played the most times, and everything in between. So, without further ado, I'll actually get into the video now. So it's going to start off. I'm not going to go like most, then second most, or not going to go least, second least, that kind of thing. I'm actually going to start on number 7 right in the middle, then go to 6, 8, 5, like you'll see how it goes. It's going to start in the middle and then spread outwards from there, ending with number 1 and number 12. Because there's 12 colors, yeah. I figure you guys would know that game. Most of you have knowledge of the game already. But yeah, number 7. This is a color that people will stereotypically think is just imposter a lot. And actually, it quite obviously wasn't. In a perfect world, out of 100 games, you would get imposter 20 times. Because 2 out of 10, 20%, yeah. Simple math. And this color, cyan is what it is, actually was imposter 20% of the time. They played 84% of the games, which is right in the middle of the 12 colors. 17 times they were imposter, also just smack in the middle, and Among Us sandwich for them. And yeah, they were just as middle as it can get, which is that they were actually part of the most common color duo of imposters, because there was pink, cyan, and then there was black and yellow. Like, those two combinations together all were imposter all the time, it seemed like. So, moving on, number 6 now. This is a color that people don't really think about too often. You see it in every single game pretty much. But they're just kind of there. There isn't really much to say about them. And that color was white. They played 93 out of the 100 games, which is an incredible amount, but actually it's only the second highest if you can guess what the first one is. They ended up getting imposter 19 times out of those 93, which led to a nice even percentage of 20, right the way it should be. The only reason I gave them like the 6th spot instead of the 7th spot was because they had 19 imposter turns instead of cyan's 17. So, moving back down into number 8, this is a color that you don't think of it as being the imposter ever. They're just kind of there. They're the best crewmates you've ever seen, but their imposter turns are not the greatest. I would say that from the 100 games I played with people using this color, and that is going to be blue. The number 8 spot. They played 84 games, the same thing as cyan, so the two blues are just right there together. They were imposter only 15 times, which gave them a percentage of 18. A little bit below the average, but it's still acceptable. It's still like, okay, there's not too much of a bias here in the game. Now, number 5. This is a color that it's one of the least played colors, but I don't quite know why, because I don't know, the people that tend to use this color they're good at the game. It seems like they also have good luck with getting imposter, or upper half. Not the best luck, but it's good. It's good. And that color is going to be brown. They had 79 games out of the 100, so 79%, that's a C+ for them, which it's on the lower end, like I said, but it's not the lowest, actually. And they were imposter 18 out of their 79 games, which leads to a percentage of 23%. Like I said, it's pretty much the same thing as the 18, a little bit on the upper side, but it's still balanced. No problems there with that whatsoever. Now, back down into the number 9 slot. This is a color that is very similar to blue, if you can guess what it is based on that. You don't think of them as being imposters much, and it showed here, and that's going to be purple. 83 games, one off from both of blue and cyan, and they had 14 games as the imposter, which led to a 17% mark, which is, honestly, those numbers, they're all one off of blue. It's practically identical. It was just the tiniest of little bits lower as a percentage. So therefore, they're the number 9 spot today. Now, Moving back up, number 4 spot. This color was they were in the most games out of any color on the entire thing. They had 95 out of the 100 games, which is an incredible record considering the fact that there's going to be 2 colors left out every single game, at least. Some games I played had 9 people, some had 8 people even. So that means that the fact that this color, black, number 4 spot, only had to miss out on 5 games is incredible. They were imposter 22 out of those 95 times, so a little bit above average, but it's also going to be the same thing as brown at 23% yet again. I gave them a little bit higher of a ranking just because they were imposter more times than brown, if you see what I'm going with that. Now, back down, number 10, I believe we're at now. This is also a color right next to blue on the magical color wheel of things. They played 81 games. And this is green. 81 games right in the middle out of everybody. But yeah, it's right in the middle of everything. 81 games played. Lower end on this one, actually. 11. There we go. 11, not 11. 11 times they were the imposter, which is low end, but still not quite the lowest, obviously, because they're number 10, not 12. And that gives them a percentage of 14%, which is, at this point, you're kind of thinking, that's a little low. Maybe I don't, if you want to be imposter, I would say don't use green, just for that reason right there. Now, moving back up to the other end, up into position number 3 now. And this color, they played right in the middle, 80 games, and they were imposter 19 times, and that color is going to be yellow. Yep, like I said, 19 times was their record as imposter, and that gives them a percentage of 24%. Which is still 1 above 23. Really, 3, 4, and 5 were all just, they were so close. You could cover them all with a blanket if you just threw it over them. It's that. There's no difference between them at that point. Now, back down, number 11. This color is one that you always think is the imposter. It's pretty much it's the main color that you think of when you think of the game. It's literally the main background of the graph that I have here for you, and that is obviously red. They played 86 games in total out of the 100, so it's on the upper end, not in the top 3 of them. And they were only imposter 10 times out of those 86 games, and that gave them an imposter percentage of 12%, 8% lower than what the statistical average should be for a color, which is really low for what you'd think would be an even game like it is, especially out of 100. I think that's a fair sample size for everything to be sorted out. Next color, P2 on the leaderboard. This color, it's similar to yellow, as you don't see it in the most games out of them all, but they actually had a streak where out of 20 games, they were imposter 10 times out of those, which is 50%, insane. And that color is going to be orange. They played 81 games total, my bad, and then 22 as the imposter, which gives them a percentage of 27% imposter, which is, that's high for what the game should be, I should say. All right, this is the lowest of the low here. If you want to be imposter, stay away from this color. And our 2 options we are left with are lime and pink. Just take a guess as to which one you think it is. It was lime. They played the least amount of games out of any color at 78. They were the least times imposter in the single digits, actually, with a 9. And that leads to them getting the lowest percentage of also 12. Which actually, now that I think about it, is the same thing as what red was. But they played 9 imposter games compared to 12, so therefore, they get the bottom spot on the leaderboard. Now, the moment you've all been waiting for, P1. The most imposter percentage games goes to pink. They played 88 games, 3rd most out of all the colors, and they were imposter 26%, even more than that, 26 games they had as the imposter, which ended up giving them a rate of 30% games as the imposter, which is just an incredible amount. And I feel like the amount of times that I played them for the first 50 games, or as evenly as I could for the first 50 games before I decided, wait, there's colors here like lime, green, and brown. They need more people to use them, so I ended up using whichever color was the lowest. I ended up using that for the last 50 games I played. But fun fact for y'all, I kept track of the amount of times I was the imposter out of 100 games. You'd think it should be 20. It was 8. I had an 8% imposter rate, which those of you that have played the game with me, you know that I never get it. It's just how it is at this point for me. I accept the fact that I am the worst imposter in the world at the game, and the game plays to my strength. It just doesn't give it to me. But that's crazy, though, the fact that when I was pink, let's say 50 times, I only got it 8 out of the 30, not 30, I only got it 8 out of the 26 games that pink had as an imposter, which is less than a third, actually, which, wow, that's crazy. The second half of the games for pink was crazy to watch and be a part of. So yeah, there you have it. The rankings are pink, number 1. Number 2 is orange. Number 3 is yellow. Number 4, black. 5, brown. 6 is white. 7 is cyan. 8 is blue. 9, purple. And then number 10 is going to go to the green color. And 11 is red. And then lastly, but not least, because the homie, thick boy Max uses them, number 12 is lime. And as always, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to hit something here on this epic green screen thing of epicness that, yeah, just subscribe to the channel, I guess, if you enjoyed the video. And anyway, that's actually going to be it now. I'm going to finally leave you guys. See ya. Bye.